It's a time for package from China. Oh wait, no, I didn't. My bad. Let's go. In today's video, we are not going to be discussing a package from China. No, because it's actually a package from Japan. I recently picked up this product and I really needed to buy it. I paid a lot of money for it, but this is I just want to review it here on the channel. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to take a close look at the Sega portable device. This is going to be the ultimate Sega Nomad that you can just pick up. And this is not your typical, let's say, clone that needs to be very bad. This needs to be a high quality product. So I was really looking forward to checking it out with you guys. So when it comes to the Sega Nomad, for the people who don't know, you have all kinds of cool things you can do with it, including the option for modifying it with a display. I still want to have an original Sega Nomad in my collection, but for now I'm not going to be buying it because it's super expensive. And I just want to have an original one with an LCD display. So this thing is called the IPS 16-bit Pocket MD HD. So this is like a plug-and-play hybrid device that you can just use it as an handheld, but also you can just use this thing as a game console. So that's absolutely sweet. So this thing has an HD situation going on, but no FPGA emulation so far I know. Comes with two controllers and has even the option for a 4:3 and 16:9 aspect ratio display. So all the features were missing in previous one, this one includes them all. But before we're going to be doing all of the testing of the different games, let's do a quick unboxing. So I am really looking forward, as I mentioned before, testing it out because I'm curious, is this thing really worth the money? So giving you an idea, so when a Chinese phone costs around like $50 or $100, this thing was like double the price. But I can tell you, the first thing I already noticed that the shell is similar to the one from China. So here at the back we find the battery compartment. Let's see if there's a battery included. Yep, we're having over here the 18650. This is a typical battery we can find in many devices now, 2000 milliamp. You can get yourself, or let's say bigger ones for having more gameplay than when it comes to the game hours. Built-in speaker, and indeed the HDMI will also have an AV out. So it's kind of cool if you want to plug this in a CRT. We're having the on and off switch over here. So let's turn it on very quickly. Let's see what happens. Nothing. So there are no built-in games indication for the battery. So input for the micro USB is going to be one for charging the device, and the D-pad. The D-pad itself, it's okay. You know, it's not the most, let's say, best D-pad I've ever felt. Like the original Sega Nomad has like the best D-pad ever so far I know when it comes to original handhelds. Reset, mode, start. At the bottom we're finding a lot of switches, and in here we can just see what are there for. So we're having, let's see, this is the region switch, 16:9 and 4:3 switch. And in here we're finding the option for switching between the joystick mode, volume control and headphone jack out, and the two controller ports. You can do a lot of things with this. So first of all, when it comes to the dust cover, it's very thin plastic. Okay, so that was the handheld itself, or the game console. So let's see how are the controllers. Let's get this massive box out here and let's check out what are we having when it comes to the controller quality. So I've picked it up brand new from eBay, and I think that is the only place you can buy it. Maybe also from Amazon sometimes. And I don't know which one is going to be cheaper, but they will ask ridiculous prices. The micro USB cable, the two controllers, then we're having a massive, very long HDMI cable, and the manual in Japanese, because it's a Japanese product, or so far I know. If this thing is going to be assembled in China or Japan, I have no idea. There's no any logo whatsoever. But let's do a quick unwrapping of the controllers and let's see if this is any good. Okay. The cable quality is long. Let's see how this fits inside of this system itself. Oh, whoa. That fits in very well. Okay, that's a good thing. Let's see, we're having that pointless slow mode. We have a floating D-pad situation when it comes over here with the controllers. But it's not like the best quality. It's also not like the worst one out there. You can see, particularly when it comes to the really cheap, cheap controllers, when you're pressing one button, they all move around. That is not the case over here. But the feel, yeah, But what is the idea? So first of all, we're going to be testing out the games like Xeno Crisis, the double card, we're having the multi-card, Street Fighter cartridge. Then we're going to be testing out the multi-game, or sorry, the Everdrive, some homebrew Chinese games, and a special cartridge like Virtua Racing. So I'm just really curious if this is going to be the ultimate device to pick up beside having an original Sega Nomad. So to give you an idea, like the Sega Nomad, it's going to be around like $500–600 if you're getting one in good condition, complete with IPS display. And yeah, with this particular model, we do have an IPS display, so that's cool. But first, let's begin with the Virtua Racing. Let's see how it fits in. Okay, that is absolutely great. So fitting in the cartridge is just great. Okay, so let's turn it on. Well, let's see what happens. And starting off with the cartridge of the Virtua Racing, that doesn't seem to be working at all. Can we switch the aspect ratio? Yeah, we can switch when actually be turned on. And let's give this thing a reboot, maybe different region. Let's see where we're standing on. Okay, I was actually standing on the right region, but no. So the Virtua Racing doesn't work at all. Let's move on to the Street Fighter homebrew game. This is like a Chinese cartridge. It fits slightly different, but that's normal because the cartridge itself is absolutely different quality. Let's see what happens with this particular one. It still gives the weird screen. So I don't know what's going on over here, but it seems to be there is a problem. Okay. Let's turn it on then on a different region. Let's see if we're having a different result. Yep, there we go. So that didn't solve with the Virtua Racing, but we did have this thing going on. Okay, north and southern. So we do have the message, so it seems to be that still on the different region. That's kind of weird. So let's mess around with it a little bit more. Let's see if we can finally manage to boot up the game itself. It does showcases. Yep, there we go. It's kind of weird that I needed to reboot it. So it fits in perfectly, so there was no problem there. It did manage to freeze, so that is one thing. It's not like 100% shockproof. If you're going to be touching it or whatsoever, it can be a problem in the future. Okay, so let's check out if we can reset it, but that doesn't work. Let's see how that part actually works out when it comes to this device. And we do have the error message again. Yep, the strange screen. I'm guessing this is just a problem with the cartridge slot. Let's turn it on back again and let's see if that is going to be a different result. Yep, it is. I'm really curious how this is going to be sounding. So, okay, the first thing I wanted to check out is the volume control. I'm not really satisfied with the overall audio quality. It always goes so, let's say, it feels not like it should be. And didn't understand why they went for 2 cartridges. That would be so cool. Okay, so let's get into the game and let's see how the overall emulation or gameplay is going to be. You can just hear that it's going to be sounding quite off. Okay, so the 3 buttons only have been configured. So when it comes to this game, the D-pad, well, it's not bad at all. It's responsive, okay. Oh. But I did notice, if I need to press it twice very fast, I need to push it really hard. So responsiveness of this, And also when it comes to the music, it is not emulated perfectly on this device. However, it looks absolutely amazing on the display. We do have a little bit of a glare coming from the front glass over here. That is also okay plastic, not like super strong glass. But let's move on to some other cartridges. Let's say if it can be used by the Mega Everdrive and all the other craziness. Okay, so that is absolutely great. So it seems to be that it will load up the Everdrive. Let's press the start button. Let's get into the game. Yep, Sonic 3 Knuckles seems to be working. Sorry, needed to do that. Okay, so when it comes to, let's say, the over emulation, yep. Some sound effects are slightly different. But so for the Everdrive part, that seems to be working fine. So let's move on to the original combination cartridges and let's see if we can actually use that. Or shall we play a little bit more? Yeah, let's play a bit. First of all, I wish they went for 2 speakers. That sounds louder, better. Alright, so this is a very interesting and strange thing going on. Normally you're getting this when you're going to be putting a cartridge in the cartridge slot that doesn't have any support whatsoever. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, that's much better. Let's see if the multi-cartridge works. Alright, so that seems to be working. So that was more like a problem with the connection over here. Okay, so that's great. Same result, like with the flash card, but I just wanted to see if this combination works. But there is a problem with this device I didn't mention before because I didn't realize it until now. So when you're going to actually be booting this thing up, you get the message like, hey, this is not the right system or the region. I was thinking, okay, that is nothing new, we have seen it before. But I was looking at it and it says OJ or the Japan, or I'm guessing the O stands for the US market games. But the main problem is that if we're going to be switching, it seems to be that there's no functionality for PAL games. But it's kind of weird, by the way, because this is actually a PAL game. This is actually a Genensis game or a homebrew game. And yeah, that's going to be a problem. So yeah, this thing does have limitation when it comes to the PAL markets. By the way, I hate PAL games, so not that is going to be mattering, but I just wanted to showcase that it will have limitations. But let's move on into the multi-game card situation. Oh, that sound. But okay, so let's see if we can actually start up the Street Fighter game from here. Okay, so let's see if that's going to be working. Alright. They're always using these weird games, it's like unfinished versions. But the reason I wanted to check out some Street Fighter and I don't want to go to my collection and grab the other game, I just want to see if this game works and how is the D-pad. Okay, so the D-pad itself is great for fighting games, where you do need to push in this D-pad quite hard sometimes. Yeah, okay. The Shoryuken is going to be slightly different, but this is just simply to do with, let's say, the touch, but also the travel and the resistance. But so far so good. And the final game I wanted to check out is some Xeno Crisis, the game that I purchased for every single system, including my Neo Geo. Don't know why, because I'm completely addicted to the game and I just wanted to have it on every platform, including my Mega Drive. And it's just fun to showcase in some videos. Okay, so this is kind of cool that it actually works, because this game is perfectly played when you're going to having a 6-button controller. So you can just see that I'm going to be using the 4 buttons at the right over here for navigating what kind of direction I want to shoot, one for gesturing and one for the grenade. And this is the ultimate way to just play some games. I love it. And that's one of the reasons why I loved having the Sega Genesis with the 6-button controllers most of the time. And where I noticed the music didn't sound that right when it comes to, let's say, the other games. I don't really mind it when it comes to, let's say, the Xeno Crisis game. That sound effect is not like it should be. Okay, but let's pause the game and let's hook it up to the HDMI functionality and let's check out how that actually works out. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is plugging this thing in, if it's going to be automatically booting up. So the monitor has been set to standby. So it automatically shuts down the display here and we'll go to the monitor. But will it also accept the aspect ratio? Yes, it does. So that is amazing. Oh, can we adjust the volume here? No. No, it just automatically like blasts to the 100%. Another thing I wanted to check out is actually how does it work with the controller. Can we just plug it in? Well, let's try that. I think this is controller port number 1. Let's plug it in and let's see. I think that is not going to be working, or is it just on another port? Let's see. Doesn't show. Okay. No, that's a little bit of an annoying thing. Oh wait, yep, sorry, I have a brain fart. Completely forgot about it. You know that switch over here? I think that's the controller port that we're going to be needing. Let's plug it back in here. All right. That is the thing. All right. And this is actually another cool way to play. The controls are responsive. I must give them that. Particularly when you want to shoot in different directions. It's perfect. No problem whatsoever there. I just wanted to share this moment with you guys that I'm going to break the seal and Wicked's going to be naughty. Yeah. So that's the thing. Wicked feels naughty today. Okay, the screws have been removed, and I think I don't need to remove the battery. Let's remove the battery. Maybe it's easier to do that. Just click it out for just convenient situation. Let's see if all of the screws have been removed. Sometimes some of these freaking things get stuck. I think I got all of them, and I can just split it open like that, or there's another screw in there. Okay, let's remove the final screw over here, and let's see if we can now open it up. The same kind of screws are over everywhere. Okay, let's see, very gentle. Still have the idea that something is stuck. Yeah, you know that happens sometimes. Oh, that's so annoying. There we go. Alright, so let's remove it. And let's see how this thing actually looks in the inside and how the overall quality is. Okay, there's still one screw inside of the machine. And let's check out and let's do a quick overview. Let's chit chat about the quality. One of the pins over here is bent. So that's going to be an issue, but that's something I just noticed. And so the cables they're using are quite thick ones over there. Everything have been soldered, so I need to be very careful. They're using some hot glue to put it in place over there. There was not a lot of information on the PCB on this end, so the next thing that we're going to be doing is removing this screw over here. Oh man, there are a lot of screws in this thing. A lot of them. To the point I think, didn't they use too many of them? Alright, so let's remove this particular screw. This one over there. Oh boy, man, there are a lot of them. And let's see if we can lift out this other part and see some more information about the chips they are using. Here we go. And you can see that the PCB is just lifting now from its position. There we go. All the screws need to go out. And let's check out. So there's a piece of plastic I need to put back when I'm done with it. You know, this is the reason I hate sometimes these freaking parkers. There we go. It was stuck. Okay. Another thing I was really wondering is like, how is it with the other side? And I mean in particular when it comes to the, not only the ribbon cable, so what kind of membranes they're using and etc. So when you're looking at the PCB over here, let's see if we can focus on there. So the LCD they're using is produced in 2023, so it's not a very old display, but also a system itself. But how about, let's say, if you need to do some maintenance? So there is this, let's say, part extra PCB on top that I have no idea what it's going to be for, simply because there is also a black blob and no information. Here I have like the model number, HG943D version. I'm guessing this is version 1.3 or 13, 2023. But also here there is, there we go, this is the chip that we wanted to see. So they're using the TCT6803. So this chip, they're actually using it also in a lot of these Chinese devices. But it also maybe explains why it almost sounds the same when it comes to, let's say, the overall, let's say, performance and yeah, the way how it sounds. So they are using actually like the translucent membranes. So what I understand of, they're not like the highest quality in general, but they will just work as it is. But yeah, you can replace the LCD if you need to in the future if something breaks down. But this is actually what we're getting in the inside of this thing. The IPS 16-bit Pocket MD HD. It's not really a disappointing situation over here. No, not at all. After seeing the picture on eBay, I do have an idea what we're going to be getting. And this is more like a Chinese clone, but the overall thing looks absolutely better. So when it comes to the controls and everything else, I really enjoyed myself playing some Xeno Crisis. The controls are working just fine and the combination with the HDMI functionality is absolutely great. Nothing beats the original Sega Nomad, but yeah, I think it's a very cool new generation device. But is it really worth the price? Yeah, that is something you should decide, because where it's way cheaper to get this device with a beautiful IPS panel than, let's say, getting an original Sega Nomad with an IPS. Yeah, personally, I prefer an original Sega Nomad at this point. Thank you all for watching, consider subscribing, and it would be great to see you in the next video.